What is good, YouTube? Thank you for tuning in to another review. This is not your average sneakerhead, Tony Ramsey. Today, I bring you guys a review of one of the best releases of 2020, the Air Jordan 13 in the Flint colorway. Before we jump into the review, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below if you're not yet subscribed. We are going to be doing a giveaway once the channel reaches 250 subscribers. We're just about there, so I anticipate we'll do a giveaway sometime next week. And again, thank you guys for all your support, joining the family, and hope to bring you guys more reviews and more giveaways in the future. Now, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into the review. For those not familiar, the Air Jordan 13 Flint originally dropped in, I want to say, early 1998. I was able to cop these when they originally dropped. I was about 19 at the time, and the Flint was the very first Jordan that I ever owned. Actually, the first one I ever bought with my own money as well. So this one holds a special place in my heart. So to be able to have these again 22 years later, to me, is it's a beautiful thing, and can't wait to give you guys some details about this shoe. So this particular edition, the 2020 Air Jordan 13 Flint, drops on May 29th, I believe, worldwide. But these did shock drop on the sneakers app on Sunday, May 17th. Right before the last two episodes of The Last Dance, the docuseries on Chicago Bulls that was being aired on ESPN, and I was able to hit these. Nike did this drop a little bit differently. Usually we'll get a link to it and it'll shock drop on the sneakers app. You're able to check out from there, but these were only able to be checked out on the Nike.com website. I was able to shift gears, hop on the website real quick, and able to check these out. So very happy I was able to grab these a little bit early and give you guys a quick early look at the shoe. And as you've probably noticed, this is definitely one of the hottest releases of 2020. A lot of younger sneakerheads aren't understanding the reason why, but the reason being behind it is this shoe appears to have a special place in a lot of people's hearts. As I mentioned, this was the first Jordan I ever owned, and the first pair I owned actually got stolen, and I was able to cop another pair a few months later after that. So, and I wore these to the ground when I first had them originally, but now let's go over some details about this one and why this is probably my favorite Jordan of all time. So this was an OG colorway release, even though Jordan never wore these on the court when he played for the Bulls because the colors just didn't match. These did release in stores around the same time as the other Jordan 13s. I believe the red and black ones came out a few months later on, and the original He Got Games came out maybe a few months before these. And they also had the playoff colorway that did come out, but these right here, it was one of the first OG Jordans to come out that, one, Mike didn't wear, and two, that had this different color blocking. So it has navy blue, gray, and white primarily on the shoe. It does have a small little Carolina hint right there on the tongue, calling back to Jordan's college days. But other than that, there is no traces of red on the shoe, which was not very typical for Jordans back then. Looking at the shoe, as I mentioned, one of the major details is this navy blue upper all around the shoe. It does wrap around both the lateral side of the shoe, starts about mid toe box, goes to the back of the shoe. Then on the medial side, you do have that navy blue that starts at the very tip of the toe and goes all the way back towards the end of the shoe. These also were one of the first Jordans, I believe, to have suede so prevalent on the shoe, and this does have suede all the way down into the bottom of the midsole. So you have this nice gray suede right here. It does change colors, so pretty high quality suede, and that does go on both sides of both the lateral and the medial side. It does go down to the bottom of the midsole. Then one of the major call outs on the shoe was the hologram in the back. So when you get your pair, they will be covered in this little plastic, and that hologram, it does change colors. You do have the number 23, and also you have the Jumpman logo inside the hologram as well. Look at the toe box of the shoe. This comes in leather. The leather on this one is pretty soft. Honestly, not sure if this is real leather or synthetic leather. It does go all the way up the toe box and all the way up the tongue. As I mentioned before, at the top of the tongue, you do have that Carolina blue Jumpman at the top of the tongue. Also at the very edge of the tongue, you do have a Jordan tab right here, and it does have the number 13 in Roman numerals on the other side. These do come standard with skinny white laces. Big fan of these white laces on this shoe. I feel that any other type color laces probably would detract away from the shoe, so these give a nice contrast. And also with these being thin rope laces, they just pretty much blend right in with the tongue, and I think that looks perfect on this model. For the outsole, these do have the outsole that's in the pattern of a cat's foot. So you guys can see there, it does have a few, yes, you can call them paw prints at the forefront of the outsole. In the middle, you do have your carbon fiber with the blue hologram right there. Then at the back heel, you do have two other little paws, you can call them, on the outsole. So, because one of Jordan's nicknames was the Black Cat, and these are designed after a cat's foot at the bottom of them. Now the insole of these is not glued down. They're actually pretty comfortable insoles. I think they are polyurethane. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure about all the tech specs on these, but it is a navy blue insole with a blue Carolina Jumpman at the end of it there. As I mentioned, they do come right out, and you do have a blue sock liner all throughout the shoe. And these have a production date of November 20th, 2019 all the way to March 18th, 2020. Now these might have had such a long production date because of what was going on overseas around this time of year. Also, that's they're making a ton of pairs of these because these do release in full family sizing. They come in men's, grade school, preschool, and toddlers. Let's also look at the box. Looking at some details of the box, these do come in the standard gray box. This box is pretty OG. It might be a little bit smaller than the OG box, but this is just how I remember them coming. Silver box, red Jumpman on top, and the official colorway is Air Jordan 13. Colorways navy, university blue, marine, and blue Carolina. And these do have a retail price of $190. I got these in an 8.5. In terms of sizing, I go true to size in Jordan 13s. You can almost even go down half a size in Jordan 13s. They fit a little bit roomy, but not too bad. I would definitely not go up half a size. So if you have a wider foot, true to size should fit you just well. And if you have an extremely narrow foot, I'd say you can even go down half a size if you like a more snug foot. In these, I go true to size, and they fit me perfectly. So details pretty much the same for both the left and the right shoe. No differences there. Now in terms of quality, now looks like with so many pairs of these being made, you're probably going to have some kind of quality control issues. I do have some very slight glue staining on the tip of my right shoe right there. I don't know if you guys can see that in the camera, but some very slight glue staining there. It's the only glue stains I can see so far on my right shoe. On the left shoe as well, you don't have that same issue, and these appear to be good to go. But either way, I do plan to wear these a lot, so that's not going to bother me at all. Something to keep note of if you do get these, they probably will have some production flaws because they appear to have made a ton of pairs of these. They're going to be available to the public on May 29th. All right, so now that we have those details out of the way, let's go ahead and get these laced up, get them on foot, and show you guys how they look. Well, there you have it. This has been my detailed review of the Air Jordan 13 in the Flint colorway, 2020 release. As I mentioned, this is my favorite Jordan of all time. I mean, it's not my favorite silhouette. My favorite Jordan silhouette is Jordan 1s, of course. Then you have Jordan 6s, 5s, and depending on the colorway, you can go 3s or 4s, and definitely these are going to be in the mix, maybe 11 sometimes as well. But in terms of overall just Jordan releases, this is my favorite of all time, and I think you're going to find a lot of OGs have that same feeling as well. But that's going to do it for my review. And please remember to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And if yeah, let me know what you guys think about these. Do you plan to pick these up when they do release on May 29th? If so, you shouldn't have a hard time getting them. And if you don't get them for release, the resale on these probably won't be that bad. I think right now they're around like $240 to $250 because they're a little early. But even after release, I think there are going to be so many pairs of these. They'll probably hover somewhere right above retail after the drop. So shouldn't have a problem getting these if you really do want them. But thank you guys again for tuning in. This has been Not Your Average Sneakerhead, and I'll catch you guys on my next review. Peace.